Hey there. Hey, thanks for coming to my video. Wow. Wow, you look great. You been working out? What are you benching now? 300 pounds? I can tell. Anyway, thanks for coming to Make It Funny, where I take people's suggestions, your suggestions, and I make them funny. And if you, hubba, would like to leave a suggestion, just put it in the comments. Today's suggestion comes from Arnold Schwarzenegger. See, I have famous people watching this, and his suggestion is fight shows. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but he's Arnold. Arnold is Arnold. Anyway, it got me thinking. Why is it in every show where the main character is a badass and he can beat up tons of people, why do they always make the bad guys so cartoonishly bad that it's not believable? You got shows like The Warrior and Banshee and Reacher and Preacher and Steacher. And every single time, the bad guys are provoking this guy in ways that I wouldn't believe ever. Right? Reacher's walking down the street. He's 6'5", 300 pounds of muscle, and four guys are just like, "Hey, stupid, nice muscles. Nice car. Let me just throw an ice cream cone in your car. Yeah, because this is something that humans would do. Even bad humans, I don't think would," let me get out of that voice, would do something so stupid. So they're always stupid. They're always doing something. They're always harassing a waitress. I think the number one way to get your ass beat as a group of men is to harass the waitress if, Warrior, Banshee, Preacher, Reacher, or Steacher are around, because that's it. That's it. All he needs to do is be sitting there having his tuna melt, yum, 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 thinking about how to solve the case. Because, he's got muscles and he can fight, but he's also like, the guy who can, the mentalist. Anyway, he's eating his tuna sandwich, acting like the mentalist, and he looks over at a group of guys, and one of them's grabbing the ass of the waitress and doing titty twisters, and he also doesn't tip very well. Well, that's when Reacher's had enough, and he goes over and he beats the crap out of all of them. My point is, none of this would ever happen. Yes, there are bad people. Yes, there are people who deserve to be beat up, but let's be a little more subtle about it, Hollywood writers. I get it. You want us to hate them so much that it justifies violence, which also never gets addressed in these shows. Like, I'm pretty sure it's against the law to just beat up a bunch of people because they were harassing a waitress. I'm pretty sure you would get arrested for assault if a guy threw an ice cream cone at your car and then you broke every one of their fingers. Pretty sure that's not allowed. But it has to be for these shows because that's basically the whole point of the show. But be more subtle about it. Like maybe it's a bunch of guys who are playing craps against the wall, and Banshee, I forgot the character's name, Warrior, I forgot his name. Anyway, he goes over to play a little craps. They're like, "Come on in, play a little craps." But it turns out they're using loaded dice, and he's not going to stand for that. And so now he's going to beat the crap out of every single one of them. At least that's believable. But it's not believable to have four guys who all just pull out bullhorns. Like let's say, who's the guy? Man, I am setting myself up for stuff I can't remember. As Luke Cage is walking by and they're just shouting the N-word at him. Like, that's not believable. But yes, they all do deserve to get their butt kicked. But, all right. This is going to be a hell of a video to edit.